She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Now, come on now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally going to be showing you guys how to build a town on a small plot. So since a lot of you guys have seen my current Bloxburg town, I've had a lot of requests of how to build a similar town or how to make a town layout on a smaller plot, because obviously you can't have as many buildings and they can't be as big. They kind of can't be as detailed because I guess you'll have less plot data. So I'm going to show you my way of building a town on a small plot if I only had the small plot Gamepass. Basically, I'm still going to try and make sure that it's still as cool as possible, even though it's going to be slightly smaller. So I've already come up with like a layout type of thing, so I'm going to show you guys that now. So it is unfinished, of course, because building an entire town in a very short amount of time is impossible, and obviously I'm trying to get this video out as quickly as possible for you guys. Just to mention that I have recently just started college. Well, technically the equivalent to that, I think, in America is my junior year of high school, I think. It's just like, it's obviously a very big transition for me, so it's obviously taken a while for me to be able to like get used to my workload at school and then also make videos at the same time. So I'm sorry that it took me like 1,000 years to upload, but I'm here now and I'm showing you guys what you have wanted to see, so hopefully it's helpful. So this is the layout that I've come up with. I'll give you a little tour of it to begin, and it doesn't even look like it's on a small plot either. I feel like I've used the space pretty well, so yeah, I think it's just a pretty good starting point, because obviously if you do decide to use this layout, you can like make changes and switch it up, but I feel like this is a good starting point. If you're completely lost and you have no idea how to start a town on a small plot, then I feel like this layout that I've made will help you guys out. And also you can change these buildings to be whatever you want them to be. I've just kind of made them all like, I haven't really been too creative with the colours or anything, or like what the buildings actually are, because obviously it's up to you guys what you want the buildings to be. But I'm just showing you guys like how many buildings you can add into your town, the sizes of the buildings that you can add, and like the other facilities. What I've decided to do is just do like 3 townhouses. They can also be like 3 lots of separate apartments, so it could be like first floor, second floor, third floor, or you can have them as 3 quite large townhouses actually. On this side I've also done another townhouse. Here again it's just another townhouse, and then this is another building which is actually quite slim, but it could be used as, it could be separated down the middle and be 2 separate houses. And I haven't mapped these out as exactly what type of shop they would be. I've just mapped it out as like buildings that, like spaces for buildings basically, if that makes any sense. So you can obviously change these buildings to be whatever you like, whatever color you like. And over here, what is going on with this build? Okay, I feel like there's meant to be another wall up here, so just imagine that it connects to there, or you can keep it low down like this, whatever you want to do. Over here is a big, I think I was planning, if I were to actually turn this into a proper town, I feel like this would be like a farmer's market or some sort of like grocery shop, but because it's quite big. And then directly next to it is another townhouse style building, which again can be anything. I was thinking maybe like a Pilates studio or something, but then again you guys can turn it into whatever you want. Again, this is another side shop thing, so I was thinking again it could be another sort of farmer's market thing or cafe, any sort of shop. Like the big buildings I would say need to be turned into shops, because you need a lot of space for a shop obviously. And on top of that there is just more housing, and then on the side of this road we also have another house over here, which could also be turned into a shop if you wanted it to. Again, this is just like a base for you guys to use. You don't have to do exactly what you see here and these exact textures. It can just be anything. And then I've even made space for a little park, because I know that a lot of people probably would want like a park space or some sort of kids area in the town. So this, I've put it as a park, but you could put another building here if you didn't want a park. You can utilize these spaces as other things. They don't just have to be buildings. Like, this is a pretty big park. I mean, I haven't really decorated it that well. I've just done it as an example, but you do have enough space for this to be a park area. And over here, I haven't decorated these buildings, just to give you guys like a blank canvas so that you can imagine them as whatever you want to be, because I started to realize that, like, if you look at these buildings, you might think, oh, now I have to make loads of townhouses. You don't. So you can just look at these and envision them as whatever you want. I've done these as like 2 separate big buildings, so you can do it that way, or you can have it as one huge building, but I've just split it down the middle so you can see that the possibilities there. It can be one big building or 2 slightly smaller but still really large ones. This, again, this can be like one huge building or 2 separate ones or 3 separate ones, depending on how you split it. Over here, this is either one building or 2 smaller ones. And over here we've got one building here, another building here, and another building here. So these are 3 pretty big buildings. So that's the layout. I genuinely think this is pretty big considering it's a small plot. You've got so many buildings and so many possibilities just with this smaller amount of space. So I'm just going to show you guys this whole layout in a bit more detail. So just to show you guys that this is on the small plot, this is, obviously ignore this, I'll be showing you guys this later, this is really important, but this is the small plot compared to the large plot. So actually you've filled up like a majority of the space on the large plot regardless. So this is actually a really big town. This is actually, like, I would say like the core of the town. Like, it has the most substantial and most important parts of the town anyway. So I feel like actually sometimes smaller is better, because actually like pinpoint exactly what you want in the town and have your town fully functioning and finished. Because me building a town on large plot, it's still not done, and I've been building this town for like half a year and it's still in the works. So like, don't be upset or don't feel like, oh, I can't make a good town with small plot, because you actually can, and in a way it's a lot more effective. It's a lot cheaper, and also it's also a bit more practical because of how well everything fits together. It's just really like cohesive and it all just makes sense. My town is a little bit all over the place, but I guess that's what makes it unique to me. So even if you have the large plot but you're scared that you might not have enough money to make a town, then you can also make a small plot town, because it's just as good. So for the layout, I've decided to make it really symmetrical, because I feel like when you have less space, symmetry is better. When you have more space, you can be a bit more reckless with, like, you know, really curved roads and like angled roads, because the roads taking up space isn't an issue if you've got more space generally. But if you have less space, then you want the roads to take up less space, which is why I've made all of the roads really symmetrical, and then all of the buildings also quite symmetrical, I guess, to try and help that issue, because you don't want to have more roads and less buildings in a smaller space. So this is how the roads are. So we have this central, so there's the layout for the bottom floor, this is the layout for the second floor, and then here's the layout for the third floor. It's pretty much the same going all the way up, it's just some buildings go up slightly higher than others. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if this video helped you and if you're new. I think we are very close at the moment to hitting 11,000 subscribers, which I can't believe I'm even saying that number. It's crazy. But if you guys want to help us all get to that very big milestone, then make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.
I never had thoughts that controlled me until something bad left me so lonely, and I want it back. I want the old me. I'm trying to forget, but things just remind